The air here is different. It's heavy with water and with time. Come with me to the Scottish Highlands. Stand on the shore of Loch Ness. Look out across its surface. The water is dark, inky, peat-stained black. It doesn't reflect the sky so much as it swallows it whole. Mountains, ancient and solemn, rise steeply from its banks. Their slopes are often lost in a persistent swirling mist. This isn't just a body of water. This is a place where the veil between worlds feels thin. A place where legends are born not from fancy, but from the very earth and water itself. The wind whispers secrets through the heather and the gorse, secrets of battles fought and lives lived, and of things that wait patiently beneath the waves. Long before the newspapers the tourists arrived, there were stories. The oldest tales don't speak of a monster. They speak of a creature, a different kind of being. The locals called it the Ich-Wish, the water horse. This wasn't a friendly beast from a children's book. This was a supernatural entity, a shapeshifter from Celtic folklore feared, respected. It was said to emerge from the loch, often in the guise of a beautiful horse with a fine saddle bridle. It would entice weary travellers to mount it. But once they were on its back, its skin would become adhesive. It would be impossible to get off. The horse would then plunge back into the depths, dragging its victim to a watery grave. For over 1,000 years, the water horse slept. The legend remained a local affair, a whisper among the glens. Then came the 20th century, and a road. In 1933, the A82 road was built along the northern shore of the loch. It was a marvel of modern engineering, cutting through the rugged landscape. But it did something else. It opened up the view. For the first time, motorists had a clear, uninterrupted panorama of the loch's vast expanse. The quiet, isolated shores were suddenly accessible, and people started seeing things they couldn't explain. The monster was about to be reborn, not as a mythical beast, but as a creature of flesh and blood. The spark that lit the global fire came in April 1933. A local couple, Aldi and John Mackay, were driving along the new road. They owned a hotel in Drumnadrochit, a village on the loch side. As they drove, they saw something in the water. A huge, dark body. It was rolling and plunging, churning the calm surface into a maelstrom. They described it as an enormous animal. Every great mystery needs an iconic image. For Loch Ness, that image arrived in 1934. It appeared in the Daily Mail. It was credited to a highly respected London gynecologist, Colonel Robert Wilson. The surgeon's photograph, dramatic reveal. There, in the middle of the loch, was a creature, a long serpentine neck, a small head rising gracefully from the water. The ripples around it suggested movement, life. The photograph was sharp, convincing. For 60 years it was the poster child for Nessie. It was the proof, the undeniable evidence that a large, unknown animal inhabited the loch. The photo cemented the popular image of the monster. It looked prehistoric, like a plesiosaur, a marine reptile that was supposed to have died out with the dinosaurs 65 million years ago. This idea captured the public imagination. Could a relic from a lost world have survived, trapped in this deep, cold Scottish loch? The surgeon's photograph seemed to say yes. After the surgeon's photograph was exposed, the hunt for evidence became more serious. The era of the amateur snapper gave way to the dedicated investigator. Few were more dedicated than Tim Dinsdale. He was an aeronautical engineer, a man of logic and precision. He gave up his career, he moved his family to the Highlands, he devoted his life to finding the creature. Not a showman or a hoaxer, a quiet, determined believer. His search was methodical, patient, relentless. Thousands of hours scanning from a small boat armed with a camera. In 1960, his patience paid off. Final day of an expedition, he was about to give up. Then he saw it. Across the loch near Foyer, something was moving, large, dark, powering through the water, leaving a wake. It was reddish-brown with a hump breaking the surface. The Dinsdale film, the enduring public fascination, prompted a more scientific approach. The era of sonar began. If you can't see it, maybe you can hear it. Sonar sound navigation and ranging sends pulses of sound into the water and listens for echoes. In the 1960s and 70s, universities and research teams brought sonar to the loch. They ran transects, sweeping the dark waters with sound waves. For the most part, They found what you'd expect. Steep, rocky sides of the loch, the muddy bottom schools of fish Arctic char salmon. Nothing out of the ordinary. But then came the strange contacts. In 1968, a team from the University of Birmingham picked up something unusual. Their sonar tracked a large object that dived at a speed of nearly 10 miles per hour. Science can give us data, sonar can give us readings, but they can't capture the feeling of the place. They can't record the stories that are told in hushed tones in the pubs and crofts that cling to the lochside. These are the personal accounts, the eyewitness testimonies. They are the lifeblood of the legend. Talk to people who've lived here all their lives. Gillies, ferrymen, farmers. Many have a story, not for fame, not for money, just a strange thing they saw one day. A moment they can't explain. These stories are often told with a reluctance, a fear of being ridiculed. But they are told with a quiet conviction that is hard to dismiss. Take the story of Alex Campbell. He was the loch's official water bailiff for nearly 50 years. He was a practical, no-nonsense man. For years, he was a firm skeptic. Then one day, he saw something that changed his mind. He had no camera, no audience. He just saw it, and he believed. So, what are we left with? After all the photographs, the films, the sonar sweeps, and the DNA tests, where does the truth lie? We have a series of compelling hoaxes and misidentifications. The surgeon's photograph was a toy submarine. Other famous photos have been shown to be otters, birds, or even a dog swimming with a stick. Many sightings can be explained by natural phenomena. The loch is prone to strange waves and optical illusions. Wind funneling down the Great Glen can create unusual wakes. Mats of rotting vegetation can rise from the deep, buoyed by gases, looking for all the world like a decaying carcass. And of course there are logs. And yet, the mystery persists. It refuses to be neatly explained away. We stand here today, on the 23rd of August, 2025, on this timeless shore. The wind is cool, the water is dark, the mystery is as deep as it has ever been. We have peeled back the layers of the legend. We have looked at the folklore, the photographs, the films, and the science. We have seen hoaxes exposed and evidence questioned. We have heard the whispers of eyewitnesses and the sober analysis of scientists. We are left with a collection of tantalizing clues, frustrating dead ends, and a profound sense of wonder. The story of Loch Ness is a journey into the heart of uncertainty. It is a mirror that reflects our own relationship with the natural world and the unknown. The skeptic will tell you the case is closed. There is no monster. There is only folklore, wishful thinking, and a series of mistakes and deceptions. They will point to the lack of any physical proof, no bones, no carcass, no definitive, undeniable photograph. And they have a powerful case. In the court of science, the evidence for Ness's existence is circumstantial at best. It would not stand up to rigorous scrutiny. Without it, a creature remains in the realm of cryptozoology, alongside Bigfoot the Yeti. A fascinating story, but a story nonetheless. But the believer will look out at that same dark water and see possibility. They will see the Dinsdale film, The Sonar Traces. They will hear the conviction in the voices of the eyewitnesses. They will feel the immense, secretive power of the loch itself, something unknown, waiting patiently in the deep.